How's it going, everyone? It's K Limited here, and today we're going to be talking about a type of video game that you really don't see made anymore, unfortunately, because I love this style of video game, and I wish that we would see them more often. And that game is Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. BMX games, there were quite a few back in the day. I remember there was Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2, there's Dave Mirra's BMX 2, which was also really good, and then there was another one that I never played because we weren't allowed to play it growing up. It was called BMXXX. Never played that one. Maybe one day I'll pick it up and I'll try it. But I remember back in the day there was a decent amount of these BMX video games, and the ones that I played I really enjoyed, including this one. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2 is a fantastic game, and the whole game is it's a lot of fun. It's silly, it's crazy, and it's a lot of fun. It doesn't try to be super realistic. It just tries to, make you have a good time, and it does a successful job of doing that. So the whole point of this game is that you get to select your biker, and from the very beginning of the game, you need to make sure you pick the biker you really want, because that's the one you're going to be progressing with. And once you pick that biker, you will go on basically a road trip. And you will go to different places on the map, and you will try to complete challenges in each state that you go to. And you complete these challenges by doing these short little, basically, bicycling sessions. I think they usually last 3 minutes apiece, and you have to try to complete as many challenges as you can within that 3-minute time period. So if you 100% complete a challenge, it will be crossed off the list, and you can do the run again, and you can try one of the other challenges. Now, there are times where you can get almost every challenge done in one run. So you can do 3 different challenges in one run, and you'll have like one left that you can finish, and then you'll have that done. And then once you finish those 4, it will upgrade you to the next set of challenges, and then once you finish those 4, it will upgrade you to the next set of challenges, and then you can eventually master a level, and you can save a bunch of road trip points and unlock a new state to go to. I love the level design of this game. There's a lot of really cool locations. I like going to Chicago in this game. That's a really cool location. I like the different missions on that one. There's one where you have to turn the river green for St. Patrick's Day, which I thought was really cool. I love, there's one in Boston, which is really cool. It's like on a pier, and there's actually like, I call it a boss fight, but I use that term kind of like loosely here. Basically, a kraken shows up and starts like trying to tear down, like it puts its like tentacles on the pier, and it puts another tentacle like up higher on this ramp, and if you grind on the tentacles of this kraken, it will basically hurt it, and you'll defeat it, and it will spit out a treasure chest, and inside that treasure chest will be a golden bicycle, because you can get other types of bicycles in this game too. And I just love stuff like that. It's because this game doesn't take itself serious. It's just silly arcade fun. But you can get different bicycles in this game. You can go to a bunch of different locations. There's a bunch of different characters to play as, and also a bunch of characters to unlock as well. Now, you can go through the normal way and play through this game and unlock everything legitly. However, it is very, very difficult. Some of the challenges later on in this game are very hard, especially when you get to New Orleans. New Orleans is a really cool level, but it has some missions there that are really, really difficult to complete. There is one specifically that I hate, and it requires you to grind on top of a tree branch, jump onto another tree branch, jump onto another tree branch, and then jump onto another tree branch, and grind all 4 tree branches in order to complete the challenge, and of course you have to land as well. And that's a pain in the butt, let me tell you. I'm not a fan of that one. In fact, I got stuck going through it this time, and I was just like, alright, forget it. I'm just skipping this, and I'm going as far as I can without cheat codes. And eventually I got to a point where I couldn't unlock anything else, and I was just like, alright, cheat code time. I use cheat codes. But there are cheat codes for this game if you want to unlock everything easier, and you can just have fun that way too. Now, there's a few secret characters you can unlock. You can unlock Bigfoot. You can unlock this guy named Volcano, who normally you would unlock when you play through the final level of this game. But you can also use cheat codes to unlock them both. And you can also unlock like another character named Vanessa, and you can unlock this mime as well. And the characters in this game bleed, but whenever you crash with the mime, he like bleeds white because it's just like his paint rubbing off, which is kind of funny. But yeah, there's a bunch of hidden characters that you can play as. You can't use a lot of these special characters in the actual like road trip mode, but you can use them in free ride. So if you're wanting to just ride around and do tricks, in the free mode, you can absolutely do that. Now, there is another thing that I wanted to talk about other than just the road trip mode, which is, the road trips mode is really fun, but there's another mode that I want to talk about, and that's build mode. You can actually build your own BMX parks in this. You can build your own areas, you can build your own ramps, you can build different types of ramps, you can build scenery, whether it's trees, tables, hot dog stands, you name it, and you can build it and just make a really cool BMX park. And it even lets you test it out, try it out, and you can basically play it anytime in the free ride mode. And I love doing that stuff. I love creating my own BMX parks. And let me tell you, when I was a kid and I played this game, I remember staying home whenever there was a snow day from school, and I would play this, and I would just build parks for hours, and just build parks, and just ride around and play as Volcano, because he was always my favorite character, and just try to do tricks. And I loved building my own parks, and it's still going back and building my own park in this to this day. It's still really fun, and it's still actually a pretty decent builder for what it is. I like it a lot. I like this game a lot. I think overall, even though it's not perfect, it's still a lot of fun. Some of the areas that I would say it's lacking in would definitely be that the controls are a little bit touchy, I guess you could say. Sometimes you'll want to do a certain trick, and because all of the tricks are determined by the analog stick, you can easily press it in a slightly off direction and will do a trick that you weren't trying to do. It can really screw you up when you're trying to do challenges. So that's one thing I want to bring up. Another thing is that sometimes it's really hard to get out of half pipes and stuff, because your character won't want to you just get out of these dips, and he'll be stuck in these half pipes that are embedded in the ground, and you're trying to launch your character out of it and you can't launch them out, so eventually you just try to crash your character out of it and stuff like that. So there's some aggravating areas in this game, and like I said, there's some challenges that are way too difficult. But that being said, you can always use the cheat codes too and just unlock what you want to unlock that way and play in free play that way too. Either way, this game is still really fun, even though it is difficult in some areas. Even if you just want to pick up this game, though, and just ride around in free mode, it's so much fun. It's definitely worth it just for that alone. I love this game. I think it's phenomenal, and I think that it's actually, for the most part, aged pretty well. It hasn't aged perfectly. Like I said, there's some issues. There's some controls issues and stuff like that. It doesn't control perfectly, but it's still a lot of fun. And this game is another one of those games that is not very expensive. So if you can find it for a fair price out and about, definitely pick it up and give it a shot. I love this game. I wish we would get more BMX games, honestly. I wish we would see more BMX games. I think it'd be cool if they actually did some sort of BMX collection or something. That'd be cool if they brought in a BMX collection. They did Dave Mirra remastered, Dave Mirra 2 remastered, and Matt Hoffman 1 and 2 remastered. They should do something like that. That'd be awesome. But until then, I'll just keep playing these games. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button down below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Oh, one other thing before I go. The soundtrack. That's one other thing I wanted to bring up. I'm glad I remembered before I ended the video. The soundtrack for this game is phenomenal. Fantastic soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack. Lots of great music in it. And yeah, you'll really enjoy it, I think. I really like one of the songs called Traveler. That's probably my favorite one. And I'm sorry, Passenger. It's called Passenger. And I just love hearing that song. It's so nostalgic for me. Whenever I hear that song, it just makes me so happy. And it's such a relaxing song to play this game to. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.